some big moments that have happened over the past few months. I think one of the biggest ones was when President Trump was on his visit to Saudi Arabia and he was spending some time with MBS. He was introduced to the new president of Syria. And I don't know if that was scheduled, but they shook hands, they took a picture. At the time, there were sanctions on Syria, and all of that hadn't changed. And then they have a great picture with President al-Shara, and then all of a sudden, just things started moving and things started happening. And now every couple days I see a brand new announcement. Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, is inviting foreign ministers of Syria to come to Washington, D.C. You see all of these British 2 days ago, now has normal relations with Syria. It's all moving really fast, and it seems to really be congruent with what the Trump administration wants for the Middle East and for the world. Like you said, economic prosperity, end the wars, everybody wins.
I mean, one of the best things that makes America great is the way for the public to engage with their elected official. And that's what paved the way for the visit for President Trump with President al-Shara. It wasn't scheduled, but while he was in Saudi Arabia, he said, yes, I would like to meet with him. So he flew same time to Riyadh, and they met together. But prior to that, there were few steps happened down the line that kind of paved the way or created the roadmap to arrive to this event. So February, I was in Washington, D.C. I was contacted by one of our Syrian community, Dr. Tarek from the SAP organization, Syrian American Alliance. And he explained to me, he said, look, it's a great opportunity now. It's time to act. And I agreed with him. After being away from the Syrian community and being focused on the business. And he said, how can we pave the way? How we can help the Syrian today? So coming from a business background, I've always learned, in my business, in our Richmond Hill Capital company, we learned how to acquire a distressed project and, revitalize these assets to create opportunities. While people see it, they don't agree on it, or they think, no, it's not going to work. So we learned how to create opportunities, how we turn conflicts into an opportunity. So we sat down.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.
We built a strategy how to contact our elected official, and one of them was Congressman Cory for the state of Florida. So I contacted him, and we met together. We had great relationship before, and he's very informed about Middle East policy. He used to be in Iraq. He's an ex-veteran. He fought in Iraq. He knows most of the leaders. He knows about the politics, all the foreign affairs politics about the Middle East. So it was a great timing. When I asked him, I said, what do you think of Syria? So he gave me a lot of insight, and I told him, would you please come with me to Syria? Let's go on a finding fact mission. And I was shocked when he looked at me and said, I will do it, Tarek. I mean, your elected official will turn at your face and tell you, yes, I will go to this danger zone country, people are afraid to go to. He said, I'll do it. And when I looked at him, I said, are you sure? He said, yes, I will go with you to Syria. It's part of our duty. It's our American national security interest. I want to see what's happening in Syria and make sure, we're not being a victim of the false media. And I said, okay, great. I left that day and I called my wife and I said, do you think he was really honest with me to go to Syria? She said, of course, I've always been honest with you. Why wouldn't he be? So a few days later, I contacted members of the SAP organization and I said, Congressman Cory Mills invited us to go to Congress. And he gave us a great tour around, sat down with us, gave us a lot of insight about what was happening in the Middle East, even things that I wasn't aware of, even that I'm Syrian. So a few days later, we decided to contact him and say, let's go ahead and schedule a delegation, an official delegation to Syria. He agreed. And luckily, we had Congressman Marlin Stutzman as well. We contacted him and he said, I would be happy to go to Syria. He's a very religious guy. He said, I would like to see the churches. I would like to engage with all the Baptists in Syria, because we have a lot of false information being published on the media. All these information was false. So we said, okay, we organized the time and we said we're going to take off. We met Speaker Johnson the day before. He was aware that they were like a trip is going to go to Syria. And the reason why we did that, because it was going to go on the news and President Trump is going to read about it. Right. One of the things I learned about the president, that every morning he has to get briefing on the news. He watches the channels. What type of propaganda being broadcasted today.
Right.
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside, I view, is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.